turning pages, night turning days. I'm tired of waiting. I gotta make it.
I don't know. Sham said, I think, that he could see us. He said something about he could see us trading Sexton in a LeVert deal, but I just don't know if we would do that. I don't know. I know the Pacers. He said, Relly, that the Pacers, they're rebuilding, so they're going another direction. They don't really they can take Collin Sexton because they're not trying to contend. They're trying to rebuild, really, if you understand that. Like they can, even with his injury, they're like saying, oh, he's
But I'm about to say that's going back to what I said earlier. Of course, they're going to take – that's the only realistic target they would take. Because, I mean, if they're giving up a player in Caris LeVert that you showed me that's potentially giving you 27 points, you get what I'm saying? What other player – because we're not giving them Evan Mobley. We're not giving them Jared Allen. We're not giving them Darius Garland. So who else would they take? That's Collin. Like
they could take Isaac Okoro, but I don't know if trade him either.
But like you said, we're not giving up Isaac Okoro.
Yeah,
and and also they're not taking that 1-for-1 either because they still would have to match contracts because we can't trade Collin Sexton right now. So it would have to be a sign-in trade. So you would have to do that. So if you were to do Isaac, if you were to do Isaac Okoro, you wouldn't just do it 1-for-1 for Caris.
Yeah, Rob. We have to include Larry Marketing or something like that. Larry Marketing.
Yeah. Which for our case, do that really make sense giving up two, especially when Caris LeVert would be a starting guard.
Yeah.
So you got three starting guards.
Potentially. He can start at 3, really. I mean, he can start at the 3, 6'6".
But he's 6'6", but that's not what makes him special. I'm not for pitting players in another position when that's not what makes him great. He's got a name for himself. Yeah, he can be put at the small forward. Yeah, but him at the point guard is what makes him good. What makes him special. I mean, at the guard, but at the guard in general, that's what makes him special. Like he can play wings, but he wouldn't be the true wing we would need. So, for example, if we were to be playing the Lakers. Yeah. Would you really want Caris LeVert guarding Bron? Or if we play in Brooklyn, would you really want Caris LeVert guarding KD? Oh, no. Depending on where they put him at. If we was playing the Clippers, would you really want him fighting against Paul George or Kawhi Leonard? That's not a fun matchup for Caris LeVert at all. And especially in our case, Cleveland is trying to get a playoff appearance. So he will be playing a lot of those bigger names a lot more often at that position. So that's why I don't think that would make sense to put him at the small forward, especially let's assume we didn't trade Collin, so we got DG, Collin, Caris LeVert. That wouldn't make sense as a starter.
So really, I'm guessing, Relly, you're giving the vibe that you're for trading Collin Sexton in a LeVert deal.
If we completely felt like we had to do it, yeah, but I wouldn't necessarily trade. At this point, I wouldn't necessarily trade him for Caris. So, which is why I can see Kobe Altman making the move, but at the same time, I can see why he wouldn't make that move. Because Caris LeVert has because like I said, and I think we both agree, Caris LeVert is a good player. I feel like Caris LeVert health report, his injury report is a lot more dangerous than Collin Sexton by a long shot already. But
Really, I know we go back to this conversation really sometimes. Look, really, I want to see how you feel about Ben Simmons. I just want to see how you feel about Ben Simmons.
I had a feeling he was gonna ask me that, but when it comes to Ben Simmons, though, I really don't want to trade for Ben, mainly because I just don't think it works on our roster. As right now, I just don't see it working. Maybe because we would have to either the players we got would have to develop a little bit better shooting wise, or we would have to get some more shooters. And the second option is really, really hard to do in this current NBA.
like the really, but my thing really is he's very versatile and he's very talented at like everything else besides like shooting. Like he's just a very talented player. Like provide you rebounding, playmaking. He can still provide decent scoring. Like there's a reason he was an all-star. Like
he was an all-star, but he also was a reason why his team in Philly never was able to go to the finals and struggled last year.
One time he
Actually,
was injured. So
say it again.
He was injured for one time. Really, he was injured. So
that give you an excuse to lose to Atlanta?
No. I'm talking about the year before, I think.
Oh,
in the bubble.
I mean, but still, they still was gonna look like they still at that point they were still gonna lose. Like teams literally played the same defensive scheme for the past 3-4 years with Ben because they knew he's not gonna shoot the ball. And now last playoff, he's not even like, because like I said, like if he were to work on his aggressiveness, this would be a totally different conversation. But Ben Simmons
really, I forgot his defense too. Really, look, really. Imagine the defense upside with Simmons.
His defense is good, but it's so much defense that can compromise how you're not going to shoot the ball. Like he literally down the stretch did not average no more than 9 points in the fourth quarter. Combined in that Atlanta series. That does not make up. That defense does not make up for that nonchalant offense.
All I'm saying really is you can play him in like a Draymond type role. Then
Draymond shoots the ball. Draymond shoots the ball. He scores the ball.
But he's not really good.
He's not
good
really,
at it.
but
like, we're not playing.
He
doesn't. Where he's not playing the role really where he has to shoot, where he has to be forced to shoot. Like
Draymond Green shoots the ball. When he gets it open,
but he's not very good at it.
He can make it. Did he win a championship because he shot the ball? Yes. Did he make his team compromisable because he didn't shoot the ball? No, because Ben, and that's the difference. Yes, technically, yeah, he can be a Draymond in the sense of he can run the ball up the court. He can make your ordinary guards off bar guards. They can come off screens. They can come off routes and stuff like that, which is dope. But still, what made it more dangerous is the fact that Draymond occasionally, from time to time, would pull it, right? Which lessened pressure because now that means certain teams couldn't necessarily double team Curry or Klay Thompson, which made it more dangerous, right? So if Ben, like I said, like if Ben Simmons, because I was saying this to my friend D'Lo, if Ben Simmons were to, let's say, he shot the ball at least twice a game right now, because you're not just going to magically become a shooter. If he shot it twice a game and his efficiency was, let's say 20%, start off, I'll be fine with that because at least he was showing us some flashes of him trying to improve that shot, giving him some flashes of him actually trying to pull that shot actually, because if you want a real life comparison, realistically he can be a Giannis if he wasn't aggressive. Sincerely, because Giannis would technically be his blueprint. He's a 6'10" guard that can play defense inside and out. That's better than Rudy Gobert. That can pass better than most bigs in his position. He can he has the body type as a big. He can move like a guard, and he's a better passer and dribbler than Giannis. You get what I'm saying? So if he were like I said, if he was to shoot 20-30% from three, that's all we would want from him, honestly, for me. So if he were to go to Cleveland, I think a lot of Cleveland fans would be content. And let's say he got his averages up, because I think he was averaging like 15, 16 points. I'm gonna bring it up, but and let's say bring it up to 18. That'd be cool for me. What you think about that?
Well,
you think that's fair?
I'm just saying, really, outside the shooting, like if we're not forcing him to shoot, I feel like he would complement this team very, very well. Really, there's a reason the Cavs have been wanting him. There's a reason that Kobe Altman wants him. Like,
yeah, it's a reason a lot of teams want him, but it's also you can't say you're not forcing him. You gotta make him shoot the ball. I'm sorry, it's 2022. It's no way.
My only concern,
really, with that.
Relly is the price. My only concern is the price because I know Daryl Morey is probably asking for a lot.
So yeah, 14. So I lost. So it went to 15. I was one off. Career, he averaged 16. So right here, let's change this to a square. Like, I have questions like this. Like, when you literally, can I get another rectangle? When you literally have a player, oh shoot, how did it do that? When you literally have a player that's averaging a game 0.1 to 0.23s a game, that is not good, and that is not good at all. And for his career, he averaged 0.0 to 0.1 threes within the 4 seasons, and that's not that's and especially because in the regular season you can get away with that for sure because he's been doing it, but in the playoffs you're not getting away with it. When it matters, you're not getting away with that. That's imposterous. Like, it's too many good defensive teams with too many good coaches, IQ coaches, that's not letting that happen. Like, and let's see here. What did I need? And I really need. I was hoping they told me how many. But yeah, that's, come on, Ant. That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable, man. That is.
He is the guy. Like, he has a lot of talent. Bro. I'm just saying, he has a lot of talent.
That's unacceptable. And I'm assuming this means here. Yeah, that's unacceptable, man. This number here.
That's Atlantis with that money.